and welcome to the Geek Den for issue 38 of the Back to the Future DeLorean build. Obviously these are the parts. We're coming into the part where there's a lot of wiring to be done, and there is a lot of wiring in this build, but we're starting to get some of the wiring, as you can see here. So these are the instructions which we'll run through when we start doing it. And here we are with the making of the McFly's 2015. I like the fact that when they do these sorts of things, it's quite comical to see now. We're obviously past 2015, but they aged them, but they aged terribly. I mean, they must have had a hard life to age like that. Then we have Leopold here, and obviously next issue we have a chassis plate and more wiring, because like I said, there is a lot of wiring in this. Okay, so we'll need this, but we'll need one extra thing for this issue, and that is for measuring out wire length. So you'll need to grab yourself a tape measure or a ruler for our next part. So let's get these parts out and take a look. Okay, so we'll start off now with this plate here. I've actually glued it instead of screwing it, but you obviously screw into these holes. I've glued it in, make it a little bit more secure. So these are the wires that we need for this next bit. So we need 12 and 9, and at the moment we are just going to place them just here for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to just clamp them in for a second with one of these tabs. They're very fiddly to put in, as you can see. Seem to be dropping a lot of them. They are very fiddly, and you have to sort of align the wire up. As you can see, this is not easy. Nothing about this build has been easy. It's been a bit of a slog, really, to be fair. But I do think we'll end up with something very good. Oh, I was just trying to get it into that. Okay, so I think the best thing is to grab one of these screws, which is a KM screw. I think the best thing to do is this way, is to push this KM screw through the hole. Also making sure that the wires are there as well, which is really difficult. I mean, this is not, they've not made this easy, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, so that's like that. They have not made this easy. This is a much better way of doing it. So once again, KM screw through the hole. It screws into the bigger hole, or the one closest to the wheel arch. If you can actually line it up, that is. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we are through, and the wires are, as you can see, fairly loose through. They get secured down with these adhesive stickers. They don't really come up very well in the light. Let's see if I can. You can kind of see the circle here. They're adhesive, so they're quite sticky. But what you need to do is basically just grab this, and you need to measure 6 to 7 centimeters from the front of the car here. So I've got about the right length there. Next thing then is to basically run this lead just along here, these leads, just behind these sections here, and we're going to put one sticker, one of these adhesive sticks here, like so. I think it's just to literally hold it down until we get the next issue. I've stuck it on here. And then another one just a bit further up. Now these go over here. Actually, they go up quite further than that. They go up to about here. Let's just stick that down there. These aren't very sticky, I have found. I think the best thing is to try and keep it just like that. It's literally just to secure it, I think, just to stop the from coming round. But just once again to check the length of these leads. Obviously you can move them up. You can move them up because these don't stick very well, as you can see. As you can see, they don't stick very well. But that's that side. Then we literally have to do the same side the same way, basically. So I'm going to crack on with that, and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so basically all I've done is repeated the process on the opposite side, as you can see. So they're roughly about that sort of length out. I'm hoping that later on they'll be a bit more adjustable. But with this side, with 8 and 19, the two that we have this side, they are kept the same side. So it looks like the motherboard will be this end of the car, as in you've got to swap these parts round. I have noticed that this wire here is slightly shorter than the rest, and I don't know why that is. Maybe because it might have a little kinks in it. My only concern with this is that it has a lot of wiring, and if you've done anything with these builds before with the wiring and stuff, there can be problems, especially because we've not tested, or there isn't nothing to test at the moment, but we haven't tested anything, and obviously then becomes a problem, because you don't want to build this whole thing and then find out that this wire doesn't work. There will be nothing more frustrating than finding out this wire, or maybe this wire, or all of them at the front here don't work. All those years we've put into this to find out they don't work, and that would be megally frustrating. Also, I've got to bring up what else was in this pack, which are these blocks which elevate the car. So I'll put one on the back here, one just here, and they have these little grooves in. That's quite cool. So the car is now elevated up, which is cool. It's actually completely off the ground, which is cool. And that's it really. As you can see, the wheels now don't come down properly, but there's a bit of clearance there anyway. But that's it for this week. Join us for our next issue, which will be issue 39, which is obviously more wiring and the base plate, or more of the chassis plate I should say, which obviously fit over this section. But like I said, just a bit of a heads up, not to scare anyone. Hopefully our builds will go perfectly, though sometimes they haven't. And like I said, the biggest concern for me is finding out after we've wired this up that this wire or this wire doesn't work. And I would be very frustrated if that happened. But anyway, that is it for this issue. Hope to see you at our next video, and we'll catch you soon.